Most men are forgotten the moment they leave. They talk too much, explain themselves, overtext, overthink, and in doing so, they become ordinary. But the men who leave a mark, the ones she can't stop thinking about, they do something different, they move different, and often they say very little at all. Because obsession doesn't come from what you say, it comes from what you don't say. It comes from the silence you leave behind, the space, the mystery, the emotional echo. And if you understand how to control that silence, you control her attention, her imagination, her memory of you. In this video, you'll learn exactly how high-value men make a woman miss them without saying a single word. Stay locked in. Number 1. The power of presence without performance. The average man believes that the louder he is, the more he'll be remembered. But in truth, the men who speak less, who move with intention, who carry silence like a weapon, they are the ones who haunt her thoughts. Presence is not about noise, it's about gravity. And gravity doesn't need to announce itself, it pulls. Picture this. You're at a party. One man is telling loud stories, taking up space, laughing the hardest at his own jokes. The other, quiet, leaning against the wall, composed. His eyes are calm, scanning the room. He doesn't force a smile. He doesn't try to impress. Guess who she thinks about when she leaves? The loud man may have entertained her, but the quiet man? He left a question mark. Here's a metaphor. A roaring fire gets attention, but a smoldering ember, it keeps burning long after the flame is gone. When you embody presence, you don't need performance. When you move slowly, speak less, and allow your silence to say, I don't need to prove anything, she will lean in to figure you out. Key lesson. The man who doesn't fight for her attention becomes the man she gives it to. Number 2. Why mystery triggers obsession. Mystery is oxygen to the female mind. Most men suffocate the mystery by oversharing, over-explaining, or unloading their life story on the first date. But high-value men, they give just enough to ignite curiosity, then stop. Here's why that works. The human brain is a problem-solving machine. When something's incomplete, it stays open. It loops. That's how obsession is built, through deliberate incompleteness. Story example. She asks, what do you do? Average man. Well, I work in finance, been doing it 5 years, just got promoted. I love it. I'm also building a side business. High-value man. It's complicated. I'll tell you sometime. Smirks. Holds eye contact. Guess which answer she replays later. Metaphor. The wrapped gift always gets more attention than the one you've already opened. Mystery creates emotional investment. When you reveal everything, there's nothing left to discover. Key lesson. A woman can only obsess over what she hasn't figured out. Number 3. The subtle signals that linger. It's not what you say, it's how you say nothing. Your pace, your eye contact, your pauses. These are the things she remembers. Every man uses words, but high-value men know how to use space. When you listen fully without interrupting, when you pause before speaking, when you slow down instead of rushing, you send a signal. I'm in no hurry, I'm grounded, I'm in control. Story example. 2 guys walk her home. One nervously fills the silence. The other says almost nothing. But when she looks at him, he meets her eyes and holds that moment. Later that night, she forgets everything the first guy said, but she remembers the second one's eyes, his stillness. Metaphor. Silence is the canvas that makes every brushstroke stand out, and the man who paints with pauses paints powerfully. Key lesson. You become unforgettable not by talking more, but by making each moment feel like it matters. Number 4. The power of leaving. First, one of the fastest ways to build obsession? Leave while the energy is still high. Most men wait until the conversation slows. They stay too long. They try to squeeze one more laugh, one more smile. But high-value men, they leave at the peak. Example. She's laughing. The connection is flowing. Then he stands up, looks her in the eye, and says, "This has been great. I'll talk to you later." Then he walks away. Calm. Certain. She's left wanting. Metaphor. A movie that ends on a cliffhanger gets a sequel. One that drags to the credits, gets forgotten. Don't give her closure. Give her curiosity. Key lesson. When you leave her wondering, you leave her remembering. Number 5. A real-world example. Let me show you how this plays out. A woman goes on 2 dates in 1 week. Date 1. The guy is confident, talkative, charming. He gives compliments, opens up, and texts her immediately the next day. Date 2. He's calm, speaks little, asks questions but doesn't overshare. When she laughs, he smiles. When she leans in, he doesn't. And when things are going well, he ends the night. 2 days later, guess which one she checks Instagram for? The loud guy made her smile, but the quiet one made her feel. Metaphor. The taste that lingers on your tongue is the one you didn't expect. She's not obsessed with him because he performed. She's obsessed because he left room for her to wonder. Key lesson. You don't have to be the most entertaining man in her life. You just have to be the most unresolved. Number 6. Silence is a signal of power. Silence isn't emptiness, it's energy. When you don't fill the space, you force her to feel it. Women remember moments that made them pause, that made them feel something, that made them think. Silence, when controlled, creates tension, and tension is attraction. Story. Example. He says one thing. You have interesting eyes. Then he stops, holds her gaze. She laughs. She's unsure. Her heart skips. And for the rest of the night, she's thinking, what did he mean by that? That's how obsession works. Metaphor. A slow drumbeat in a quiet room gets louder than a symphony in a crowd. Key lesson. When your energy speaks louder than your words, you don't need to say much. You become the echo she keeps hearing. This is the game most men never play. They chase with noise. They push with effort. High-value men pull with stillness, with presence, with restraint. If you want to become the man who doesn't chase because she's already chasing you, subscribe. This is masculine Shadowmind. Stay quiet, stay grounded, and let her feel the weight of your absence.